Alexa, can you play the noise of a choo-choo train, please?
I'm not sure.
Alexa, can you play the noise of a train, please?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Alexa, can you play the sound of a train, please?
I don't know that one.
Alexa, can you play a train sound, please?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Alexa, can you do the noise of a train?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Alexa, can you do a steam train noise, please?
Here's a steam train sound.
Everybody, off the train. We've arrived at Absurdity Central. So get your belongings and get off the train because we're here. Off the train. Let's do some absurdity hunting. This is all to do with the 8 minutes and 20 seconds absurdity that you're being told it takes light to get here. Right? I've had to think of a couple of angles as I've been going along, but I haven't really looked into this hard yet, so a lot of this is going to be thinking out loud, but I just can't get my head away from it. 8 minutes and 20 seconds. When we look at the sun, they say that it's already 8 minutes and 20 seconds further ahead, right? That we are delayed because it takes that long to get here. I say it's absolute rubbish. Absolute horseradish, right? Let's just a few angles again. It's good to get the angles. 360 degrees in a circle, right? One spin is 360 degrees. So we spin once on our axis, 360 degrees. We spin on our axis once in 24 hours, right? So if we divide 360 by 24 hours, we get 15 degrees each hour. 15 degrees each hour, right? Let me just check the angles. All right. You know, we can wait over here for now. Please. All right. So that's 90 degrees. That's 45 degrees. Right. So one of those is 45. That's 45. Let's split that into 3. These are all 15 degrees. Right, so there's 24 of those. So each one of these is 1 hour. All right, 15 degrees. So we spin 15 degrees in 1 hour on our axis. That's how much that is. Right, well, it'll be that way. Right, so we go that way. Right, there's 3,600 seconds in an hour. 8 minutes and 20 seconds is the Mickey Mouse delay. That's 500 seconds. So if we divide 3,600 seconds, which is an hour, by 500, we get 7.2. Right? We've got 15%, right, in that 1 hour. If we divide it by 7.2, which is the 8 minutes 20, we get 2.08 degrees. So 8 minutes 20 a delay of 8 minutes 20 is basically something like that. It's not a lot, is it? But hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Where's the bulb? Hang on a minute. Over there. Like a moment, maybe. This is not the sun, but for this exercise it is. And we all know it's more powerful than the sun because it radiates light faster than 4.6 seconds per diameter. Now listen, they're telling us that the sun is in the sky, it's already 8 minutes 20 seconds ahead of where we see it, right? This is just, I live on the east coast of Australia, right there. So when we see the sun, we see it do this, right? Comes up in the east and sets in the west, goes towards Europe and all that, all the cheap seats. But hang on a minute. The sun doesn't move, does it? It's us, because we're spinning on our axis. We all move together with the sun, right? So the sun, that is not why we see it move. So if that's Australia, east coast right there, right? When I see the sun come up in the morning, just coming over the fences, it's daybreak, right? So way over here. And when I see it come over that fence, they're telling me that it's actually already further up in the sky. But it's us turning. Isn't it? It's us turning. It's not the sun moving. So I can see the sun coming up, right? Daybreak. It's just coming over the horizon. It's just about to crack the horizon. Stop. So what they're telling us is we're already here. That's ridiculous. Listen, there's no way. It's wrong. It's wrong. When I look over that fence in the morning and I see that sun come up, I'm seeing the sun come up. It's only 107 of its diameters away or something, isn't it? This is getting a bit stupid. All this quantum this and bloody relativity, everybody's mixed up back to front, shadows and delays and space-time warps. Something seriously wrong, honestly. Rubbish. They're just confusing everybody. Relativity. Right, another one. I can't get out of my head. We're the ones that are spinning. How can it be? Stop. Right, we've got the sun, the moon, us. What happens when we see an eclipse? When there is an eclipse, what does everybody get out? The telescopes, don't they? Don't be silly. Don't look through the telescope directly at the sun because you will blind yourself, they say. You're looking through a telescope. There cannot be any delay when you're looking through a telescope. What do they see? when they look from planet Earth and it's a full eclipse, they see the moon and the sun is right behind it, and you're looking at it all with a telescope. So how can there be any 8-minute, 20-second delay? There can't be. It's ridiculous. Because when that moon moves, the sun is there straight away. You're looking at it with a telescope. They take pictures of it with a telescope. There is no delay when you are looking through a telescope. And you know what that means, don't you? Oh yeah, we've seen looking at a galaxy that's 8 billion light years away. That means it was 8 billion years ago. Really? What they see, they must be having a song, or they're a little bit slow as well. If we are seeing our star as it is, which we are, why wouldn't we see any of the other stars in the solar system, in the galaxy, in the universe? Everything that they look at, every time you look up at that night sky, you're not seeing delay. You are seeing the stars as they are. If one of those stars went supernova, one of the ones that we can see with the naked eye, you see it live. You see it live. There's no delay. The sun, us, on this side first, it takes 8 minutes and 20 for the sunlight to reach us. It takes 13 minutes for it to reach Mars, right? So that's 4 minutes and 40 seconds after it hits us. But they are saying that it then takes 13, it won't take another 5 minutes, it's going to be 9. So when we look at Mars, basically they're saying that we're going to be getting roughly the same delay as what we're getting from our sun. All right, it's 9 minutes, give or take. So 8-minute delay to get to us, another 4 minutes, say 4.5 minutes to get to Mars, another 4 and a bit to get back. So when we look at Mars, it's 9 minutes late. So it's 2 and a bit degrees, the same as us. It's ridiculous. And it takes the sunlight 43 minutes, depending where Jupiter is in its orbit around the sun. So it takes 43 minutes for the sun to get there. Us, Mars, poof. So 35 minutes, just over half an hour after it reaches us, it reaches Jupiter. And then they're saying that we have to wait for the light to bounce back off of Jupiter and come back down to us. That's 1 hour 20 total. So what? We're looking at Jupiter there, but it's really over there. Saturn, it takes 1 hour 20 for the sunlight to reach Saturn. So 8:20 to us, and then 1 hour 12 minutes later, it reaches Saturn. But they say it's got to come all the way back to us before we see it. That's going to be a total of nearly 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. So what is it? When we see all of the planets lined up in the night sky and they say, oh, they're there tonight, get your telescopes out and check them out. The sun is shining from behind us onto the planets. You're looking up there with your telescope. There is no delay. There is no delay. First of all, you're looking with the telescope. So you, even if there was, like the Roma thing, you're taking this part of the alleged delay out of it, the return. Because with a telescope, you're going to it, right? It's not coming to you, you're going to it. You're going to it. It's absolute rubbish. It's illogical. It's rubbish. It's just all rubbish. Alexa, how many suns are there between Earth and the Sun?
From calendaruk.co.uk. The space between the Sun and Earth is filled with 108 suns.
108 suns, right? "108 suns." And there it is, isn't it? Alexa, what's 108 multiplied by 4.6?
108 times 4.6 is 496.8.
Can we call it 500 seconds? Right? 500 seconds. So, man, it's ridiculous, right? For every diameter, obviously, for every sun diameter, there is a delay for us of 4.6 seconds. Every diameter. Listen, we can see the sun up there with a telescope. You go like that, it's right there. When there's an eclipse, it's right there, isn't it? There is no delay. It's illogical. There is no delay. And if there is no delay in between the sun and us, it's too big. Transit of Venus, right? Last happened in 2012. The next one is 2117. Transit of Venus is because Mercury and Venus are inside the sun, aren't they? Mercury and Venus are inside. So Mercury's down here, and Venus would be here, right? We're all orbiting. So every now and again, these guys are faster. So they come and we'll be able to see them because they pass in front of the sun. Now, you've not seen the pictures, right? Here's a picture of Mercury. Look how small she is compared to the sun. It is a direct picture taken, telescopic lens, right? There is no delay. There is no delay. There is no delay. It's a stupidity. It confuses. You know what this is like? It's exactly like the flat earth thing. They get so many people to believe these absurdities and then everybody's bickering between themselves, right? There is no delay. There is no delay. We see our sun direct as it is. We see our sun direct as it is. When we're pointing a telescope at it, it's there. When we look up at the night sky, we can see Saturn with the naked eye, right? With the naked eye, instantly, if you know where it is. That's about 1.250 million kilometers away. And you can step out there at night, if you know where it is, and you can go, bang, there it is, Saturn, immediately, right? There is no time delay, because if somebody's next to you and they get a telescope out and you go, yeah, it's that one there, that one right there. And then with the telescope, they're not going to be looking over there. because you're looking at it with the naked eye and they've got a telescope and they're either looking at it directly, so it's further, it's rubbish. What we see with the naked eye is exactly what someone would see with a telescope. They've complicated everything. They've muddied the waters and they've made everything complicated. It's illogical. All this relativity, space-time continuum, all this she won't age if he shoots off at the speed for 5 hours at the speed of light, for 5 years at the speed of light. It's all ridiculous. It's illogical. It's just muddied the waters. It's like a new flat earth. So we're all, no, it's not, yes it is. And they're laughing, just carrying on doing what they're doing. That's what it is. And that one again. How does that make sense? How does this make any sense? Here's the sun. Right? Round come Australia. It's, oh look at that, got the shadows there. It's daybreak. Bang, right? Just coming up, look at the line. Got a good eye, look. It's daybreak, I'm looking over the fence and I can see the sun. How can we really be there? What if we could stop the planet right there? Boom! What's going to happen? Is this going to catch up or something? Or we've got to kind of convince people that they didn't go to the moon. Now we've got to convince them that the stars that they're seeing in the universe are live. All this. Oh, we've just spotted a pesky black hole chowing down on 2 stars. If they're seeing these things, like, see all this stuff. Seeing stars form, seeing stars die. They reckon they're looking back in time. Looking back in time. Really? Looking back in time. In the past. Millions of years ago. Billions of years ago. Hang on, look. Oh, we can see billions of years ago, look. Oh, look. That's the beginning of the... Look, is that the Big Bang? What? It's difficult, isn't it? It's all rubbish. Probably not even up there. Alexa, who worked out the distance to the sun and how?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, in 1716, English astronomer Edmund Halley proposed a method for calculating our distance from the sun. He used the transit of Venus across the sun. During this event, 2 observers on Earth see 2 different points on the sun, so Halley could calculate the distance using Kepler's law of planetary motion.
Must have heard that. Two people on Earth. Alexa, what year did Halley discover the distance to the sun?
From sciencenotes.org. The first person to find the distance to the sun was the Greek astronomer Aristarchus around 250 BC.
God, don't tell me. What did he use? 250 BC. Alexa, when did Halley discover the distance to the sun?
From space.com. The first known person to measure the distance to the sun was the Greek astronomer Aristarchus of Samos, who lived from about 310
Alexa,
BC
stop.
to 2.
She's doing it again. She knows what I'm after because she heard me the first time. She gave me the answer. Now she's messing with me. Alexa, Halley, how did he measure the distance to the sun with two assistants?
From planetseducation.com. Usually, the Earth to Sun distance is known as 1 astronomical unit, which is around 149.598 million kilometers, 92.956 million miles.
Alexa, when did Halley discover the distance to the sun? Alexa, is she working?
From space.com. The first known person to measure the distance to the sun was the Greek astronomer Aristarchus of Samos, who lived from about 310 BC to 230 BC.
Alexa, who was the second person to discover the distance to the sun?
From thestargarden.co.uk. Aristarchus of Samos had attempted to measure the distance between the Earth and the Sun in about 300 BCE, and it was first accurately calculated by the French astronomer Jean Richer and the Italian astronomer Giovanni Domenico Cassini in 1672, discussed in Book I.
Alexa, who discovered the distance to the sun first?
From space.com. The first known person to measure the distance to the sun was the Greek astronomer Aristarchus of Samos, who lived from about 310 BC to 230 BC. Faction. If you heard a noise then, there's not much by the door. What was I doing? Alexa, when did Edmund Halley discover the speed of the the distance to the sun? From odysseymagazine.com. The parallax of the sun-moon distance was first measured by Sir Edmund Halley, using his observations of lunar eclipses over a 2-year period beginning in 1677.
So loads of people have had a pot. Alexa, how did Halley in 1677 work out the distance to the sun? How did he do it?
From maths.org. Applying his logical reasoning to the theory of proportion, he arrived at an estimate for the distance to the sun of about 19 times the distance to the moon.
Now, is that it? That's explanation. Everybody just accept that. Oh, that's how he did it. Rubbish. Alexa, how did Halley discover the distance to the moon? Didn't he use two assistants, you said first?
The moon is 371,800 kilometers away from Earth.
Alexa, how did Halley discover the distance to the sun in 1677? Please.
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, in 1716, English astronomer Edmund Halley proposed a method for calculating our distance from the sun. He used the transit of Venus across the sun. During this event, 2 observers on Earth see 2 different points on the sun, so Halley could calculate the distance using Kepler's law of planetary motion.
Right. Two people on different spots of different points of this planet, right? In 1716. See, look, it's a lie, because first of all, there was no electricity. They had no way to contact each other, right? So before electricity, before anything like that, communication skills, all we had were horses, right? How could two people from different parts of the planet, right, stay in contact with each other as Venus is passing in front of the sun, right? Impossible. And straight away, right? Would it not be daytime? Obviously, because they're seeing it pass in front of the sun, aren't they? So how are they going to see it pass in front of the sun in 1716? And here it is again, right? Another absurdity. How can two people be in such different spots on planet Earth that he then noticed the difference in the position where they were at, looking at Venus? How would one know what the other one saw, right? Look, this is a dead set lie. It's just like the old Roma thing. People must be able to see this, right? Alexa, how long did it take for Venus to transit the sun? How long does that take?
From wholeastrology.blogspot.com. Venus, in transit, takes over 1 year to complete its cycle around the sun.
Alexa, how long is Venus in transit so we can see it as it crosses the path of the sun, please?
From enchantedlearning.com. A transit of Venus lasts from 3 to 7 hours. The exact time depends on the path taken across the sun.
3 to 7 hours. We could call it 5, couldn't we, right? So, where would the assistance be? I can't even believe I'm following up on this, because this is just absolute horseradish, isn't it? It's another blatant lie. It's another blatant lie. How did they ever measure the distance to the sun by this parallax method? Alexa, when was the last time the distance to the sun was recorded?
From GuinnessWorldRecords.com. The closest approach to the sun by a spacecraft is 8,541,744 kilometers, 5,307,594 miles, which was achieved by the Parker Solar Probe at 21:25 and 24 seconds UTC on the 20th of November 2021.
Alexa, how exactly did they discover the distance to the sun in 1716?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, scientists figured out how far away the sun is by watching Venus cross in front of it. By timing how long these crossings take, James Gregory and Edmund Halley realized that the distance to Venus, and hence the sun, could be determined.
But how? See, this is it. That's as far as they go. It could be determined, so everybody's like, oh, that's how they did it. Bullshit. Absolute rubbish. And this is what happens. And now, when it comes up online, everybody, that's it. That is their knowledge, right? That is, those of you that are watching, that is your knowledge. That is that's as far as your knowledge goes, right? Oh no, they did it in 1716. 2 of them worked out how to find the distance. So that's how we know the whole thing is a lie, right? All of it. You must have heard this now. two people in 1716 looking towards the sun, right? You try and look towards the sun. Sun's that big. You're not going to see Venus passing across it. 1716. A telescope, those who came out in 68, but what are you going to do with a telescope? They didn't have filters and stuff. Ah, this is just, honestly, it's not even a mess, right? It's so obvious. It's so obvious, right? Alexa, who worked out, forget it. Forget it. Alexa, stop. Stop. Alexa, stop. Throw you off the train. Must see these absurdities that are going on. All of it is illogical. There are no lock-in answers. There is no physical here. Look at this. This is how it was done. Look how they worked it out. Not one. Spinning mirrors, marshmallows in microwaves, guys with telescopes looking up at moons orbiting planets. This is a joke. None of it. There's no evidence for any of it. They say there's mirrors on the moon. Where are they? Not one single astronomer, right, professional or otherwise, independent, has ever seen anything on the moon that suggests that man has ever been there, right? Apart from NASA talking to some guy today about mirrors. No, they're not there. Yes, they are. Prove it. That's me. Prove it. It's on the NASA website. NASA website? It's like, seriously? I said, I can't talk to you anymore. Enter. Honestly, I'm not sure that people actually realise the magnitude of this, because there is no delay. I'm not even sure they know how far away the sun actually is, right? Alexa, how efficient is thrust in a vacuum?
From Dotty.com. How efficient pistons are used with a power vacuum.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, how efficient is thrust in a vacuum?
From Springwise.com. The thrust created is small, but in the vacuum of space is enough to propel a spacecraft.
What? It's like an aroma explanation. Alexa, does thrust really work in a vacuum?
From verywellhealth.com. In some instances, thrush can be passed back and forth between an infant and breastfeeding mother.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, does thrust work in a vacuum?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, no.
Alexa, are black holes logical? Tell you folks all right there in front of you. Right? Alexa, why doesn't Newton's general theory of relativity hold any logical ground?
From Wikipedia.org. Several decades after the discovery of general relativity, it was realised that it cannot be the complete theory of gravity because it is incompatible with quantum mechanics.
Catch this first, get this monkey off my back. So, what have you just said? Thrust? No? Black holes? Alexa, is Newton's general theory of relativity slightly wrong?
From sentenceaddictor.com. Einstein's general theory of relativity predicted a slightly different motion from Newton's theory.
See, this was all not spur of the moment, we're working on just writing it on the board, but see all the things that have already happened? There's not one single reason to suggest that there is any delay, the light getting to us from the sun. Not one logical reason. There's no evidence for it. In fact, it's the other way around. Because when everybody looks at the sun with a telescope, it's there, right? It's that big. There's no delay. Even these guys watching it, if they could have watched the transit of Venus, right? It's just one absurdity after the next, right? All this down here. Be like wacky races, wouldn't it? Looking at Mars, it's 13 minutes from the sun, so it's already some kind of delay according to them, and then another delay, a bigger delay, because the light's got to bounce back to us. But what if somebody's looking at it with a telescope and somebody with the naked eye? Listen, it's all rubbish. All of it is rubbish. There is no evidence, but now they've managed to talk half of the planet or 1/3 of the planet into yes, there is. And now when we say this, when I say it, they're going to say, where's your evidence? Prove it, right? They haven't proved that it does take 8 minutes and 20 seconds to reach it. Nobody's proven it at all, right? But because it's kind of, they've pushed with their rubbish and their lies, right? Now it's kind of turned around to us conspiracy theorists, right? And we're screaming the truth, right? And everybody's been brainwashed into believing these absurdities, right? It's like the pyramids. Prove that they didn't build them. Prove that the Egyptians didn't build them. What? You can't even cut one single stone out of a limestone quarry, right? Not even one. And there's still people out there going, prove it, prove it. It's like, thick as, bro. Thick as. Gotta say it. There's nobody thinks, everybody's knowledge, right, nowadays, it's Newton's third, or Einstein's relativity thing, right? Nobody's taught how to break things down. The knowledge stops here, and all the proper stuff is further down, where you break things down. Nobody can do it. Nobody's doing it. If people were doing it, there wouldn't be all these discussions and arguments, because everybody would be able to see it. It's the people who can't break this stuff down, right? Who are then calling us conspiracy theorists. So what, they've stopped teaching to a certain level, so that everybody in the next 10, 20 years, everybody's just going to be going, yeah, okay, there's a delay, yeah, there's a delay, I don't want to trip over. Because this is what it looks like. There is no delay. There is no delay. It's illogical. And now they'll be going, are you off your head, mate? You're talking rubbish. And because you can't work stuff out, it seems like rubbish. None of them have a logical answer for anything. Oh, here, look at this link. Some guy saying Io from Jupiter, from Saturn. Oh, God. Tell you what, people, lie about everything. Lie about everything. We look up in the night sky, all those people that are looking up at the night sky with a telescope, and you see Saturn as it is, where it is. You see the moon as it is, where it is. Even the moon, 1.3 seconds delay, they reckon, for light. So 2.6 there and back. Yeah, 2.6. How does that imaginary mirrors, how do they shoot lasers at these imaginary mirrors? all the light differences, and it's rubbish, all of it's rubbish. It's complicated, it's confusing the planet, lying about who built the pyramids, lying about the universe, lying about the speed of light. They have to lie about the speed of light, because if everybody finds out that it's absolute, How do they know the age of the universe if everything that they're looking at is live there? Why wouldn't it be live? Prove that it isn't. It's relativity. Done in it was Einstein, wasn't it? 1900s? I don't know, let's have some relativity. Let's mix it up. Relativity, space-time continuum. Oh, God. Perfect. Let's mix that all in with all of the stuff that was picked up in the 16th, 17th centuries. That just so happened to help with the moon bloody landings. All of it. Before power, for electricity, before communication, before anything. No motors, no wings, no helicopter, nothing. Oh, let's all work out how we get to. And apparently, I read somewhere that, who was it? Hang on, was it Galileo? I've got a marker in the book. No, I think it was Einstein. He actually toyed with an idea of how to launch satellites into space, right? It's written down. I'm going to find it. What on earth would he be talking about stuff like that in the 1800s? No, not Einstein, Isaac Newton. It was Newton, right? Newton was talking about how to launch satellites or something, how to launch stuff into the sky. The whole thing are lies. There's no time delay. Alexa, how far away is Proxima Centauri?
Proxima Centauri is 40.13 trillion kilometres from Earth.
Right, I'll do one. Sometimes usually 4.2. No, I'll leave it 4.2. You're wrong. Alexa, is Proxima Centauri 4.2 light years away?
Proxima Centauri is 40.13 trillion kilometres.
Let's start there. We're talking about Proxima. What? 4.2 light years away. Alexa, how many planets are there in Proxima?
From jakearchibald.com, Proxima Centauri has 2 planets, Proxima b, an Earth-sized exoplanet in the habitable zone discovered in 2016, and Proxima c, a super-Earth 1.5 astronomical units away, which is possibly surrounded by a huge ring system, discovered in 2019.
Right. The closest star system, right, from us. And they only discovered one of the planets 4 years ago, right? Alexa, when were the 2 planets in Proxima Centauri discovered? Got my throat strained.
From wikipedia.org, Proxima Centauri has 2 confirmed planets, Proxima b, an Earth-sized planet in the habitable zone discovered in 2016, and Proxima d, a candidate sub-Earth which orbits very closely to the star, announced in 2022.
Did I hear 2019 earlier? Alexa, when was Proxima d discovered?
From indigoinstruments.com, Proxima was discovered in 1915 by Robert Innes.
Alexa, when were the two planets orbiting Proxima discovered?
From earthview.org. So far, 2 planets have been found orbiting Proxima Centauri, one in 2016 and another in 2019.
So what's this 2022? 4 years ago and 7 years ago, only 4.2 light years away from us, and they only just discovered the planets, right? But way over here, Alexa, how far away is the furthest star they've ever seen?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, astronomers using the Hubble Space Telescope have found the farthest star ever observed, a bright 9 billion light years away, or about 54 trillion miles.
Did she say 9 billion? Alexa, how far away is the furthest star that they've ever discovered?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, astronomers using the Hubble Space Telescope have found the farthest star ever observed, a bright 9 billion light years away, or about 54 trillion miles.
It's about 87. Alexa, how many light years in a trillion miles?
1 trillion miles is about 0.17 light years.
Obviously discovered this with a telescope. What happens when you look through a telescope? You see things as they are, don't you? Because you're taking your eye to it. You're taking your eye to it. And at the end of the day, who really cares, right? I fucking care. It's just one absurdity with no evidence whatsoever after another, right? All you people out there that keep saying, yeah, no, that's how it's done, that's how they proved it. You're just so complacent, so easygoing, right? No questioning, oh yeah, objections, yeah. That's what's going on. Lying about everything. Because your evidence is right here. 4 years ago, the closest star system to us. And it was only 4 years ago that they discovered the second planet. But they know everything. They know individual molecules. Alexa, what is the furthest distance that the James Webb Space Telescope has detected an individual molecule on a planet far away?
From curiosmouse.com, the James Webb Space Telescope, Webb, has made an extraordinary discovery, observing complex organic molecules at a staggering distance of 12 billion light years away.
12 billion light years. Now listen, people. Alexa, which molecule did the James Webb Space Telescope discover that was 12 billion light years away, please?
From islamicity.org, NASA's James Webb Space Telescope has captured the first clear evidence for carbon dioxide in the atmosphere of a planet outside the solar system.
See, Alexa, how long ago did the James Webb Space Telescope discover a molecule on the other side of the universe?
From BGR.com. In June 2022, NASA's James Webb Space Telescope took its first look into the universe, offering beautiful details in Webb's first images.
Ah, that's where it kicked off. Don't mess about, mine, does it? It'll be going a year and a bit. Alexa, how long ago did the James Webb Space Telescope find a molecule billions of light years away?
From Wikipedia.org. In June 2023, detection of organic molecules 12 billion light-years away in a galaxy called SVT 041847 using the Webb telescope was announced.
June 2023. Right? Alexa, how big is a molecule?
Here's something I found on the web.
Can't wait.
According to physicsforums.com, the molecule is about 50 microns long when stretched.
Alexa, is it easy to see a molecule?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, you cannot see a molecule with your naked eyes, so there is no way to describe what they really look like. If you look under an electron microscope, you can see the surface of an atom, which looks like a bumpy sphere.
Alexa, is a molecule smaller than an atom?
From Answers.com, molecules are smaller.
Now, you're listening to this and digesting it, not just listening to it and going, God, NASA are clever. You're listening to this, right? Alexa, how far away was the molecule that NASA discovered in June 2023?
The Selene is 602.5 million kilometers away from Earth.
You're supposed to warm up into it. Alexa, how far away was the molecule that the James Webb Space Telescope discovered in 2023?
From Wikipedia.org. In June 2023, detection of organic molecules 12 billion light-years away in a galaxy called SVT 041847 using the Webb telescope was announced.
She said it twice, right? Alexa, did the James Webb Space Telescope discover a molecule 11 billion light-years away?
From space.com. The James Webb Space Telescope spotted the carbon molecule methylcation in a planet-forming disk around a red dwarf star.
Alexa, how far away was the red dwarf star?
I found a red star music. It is 295.4 kilometers away.
Alexa, stop.
37.
See, this is the first time we've been dancing around this, so you've got to kind of lock in, and then it will be a, I hate to say it, but a search and Google will probably come up. Alexa, was the molecule that the James Webb Space Telescope discovered in 2023 10 billion light years away?
From earthspeed.org. On January 23, 2023, an international team of astronomers reported that NASA's Webb telescope discovered a wide range of molecules in frozen form inside a cold, dark molecular cloud called Chameleon Eye.
They can't be seen with the naked eye, right? There's a telescope that can spot them billions of light years away. See, but people don't. Signed, sealed and delivered, yeah? Done deal. An absolute done deal. Molecules, billions of light years away. They just discovered a planet 4 years ago, the nearest star system to us. This is just me thinking out loud, right? Like, I'll post it on YouTube. I'm not going to do, because this mess down here. Who's who? What are you doing, Mars? Are you there? I'm there. Are we over here? Is there something really behind us, or far out? Rubbish, all of it. One absurdity after another absurdity, and there is no evidence for any of it. There is no evidence of any landings, right? In fact, right, this is a fact, right? And go as far as saying, and this is true because we have yet to see any evidence of this. How does any thrust push this up? Slow it down when it's coming down to land on the moon. How does any amount of thrust slow this down if there is no resistance? How does it push itself up? What does the thrust bounce off of to push it up?